Hi, Krista Mashore. Thanks so much for watching. So today we're going to talk about buyers. Is it a good time to buy a house? You know, many buyers think that it's hard to buy a house and they don't have enough money and they need a really large FICO score. So I'm going to tell you a few tricks to kind of discredit those beliefs. So if you're thinking about buying, you're not sure if you should do it or not, to kind of tell you some reasons why it might be a good time to buy. So did you know that 8.2% of people actually are able to buy a house with credit score between 600 and 649? I bet you didn't know that. 1.2% of people have a credit score between 650 and 699. So that means that almost 30% of people have a credit score of under 700 when they're purchasing a home. So it's not like you have to have these huge credit scores of 800 to purchase a house. 30% of people are able to purchase a home with a credit score of under 699. So the numbers start increasing. Believe it or not, we've got good credit here in the United States. So just under 25% of people are purchasing a home with a credit score of 700 to 749. All right, so which age group are you? Which percentage group are you in? So my point being is that people used to think that you have to have this huge, really great credit scores to purchase a house. It's really not true. So almost 50% of people have a credit score of 749 and under that are purchasing a house. And remember, some between 600 and 650. This is a crazy number. I'm surprised it was actually this high. 13% of people actually have credit scores of 800 and above. So remember, you don't have to have a crazy high credit score to buy a house. So this is an example of a graph, right? It's showing you as far as what type of loans that people are getting, whether it be conventional, FHA, or VA, the average FICO score for those loans. Now you're going to notice that FHA was Federal Housing Administration, right? Those are loans that you can be able to afford with 3.5%. They have the lowest credit score. Why? Because they're usually first-time buyers. A lot of the FHA buyers are buyers that previously have foreclosed or had a short sale, and that's going to be a different video. We're going to talk about when can you purchase after a short sale or a foreclosure. Now, this is even better news. So if you look at this graph right here, it's called the Mortgage Credit Availability Index. Now, if you look up at the very top where the numbers are very high, from 2004 to 2008, it was super easy to get a loan. Why? Because they were selling paper, right? They were giving loans to people that really couldn't afford them. They were selling banks were giving loans to people that had not such good credit scores and also could not afford the houses. So you can see it was really, really easy to get a loan. And then it drastically dropped in 2008. Why? Because we had the credit crisis. We had the housing market actually crash. Remember that. It was a horrible time for all of us. In fact, here in East County, our home prices dropped between 70 and 75%. It was such a sad time. But the good news is that it's still very, very difficult to get a loan, but you can see it's getting a little bit easier, right? It's not as easy as it was back in 2004 to 2007, but it's getting a little bit easier than it was back in 2008, from 2008 to 2011. So it's getting easier to be able to purchase a home, but they're still making sure that you actually can afford it, that you actually do have a job, that you actually have the credit, that your debt to income ratio is okay. So as you can see, it's not that hard to buy a house, and we haven't even gotten into what owning a home and having a mortgage interest write-off does. When you own a house, you're able right now to be able to write off the mortgage interest, right? Many times that's as much as $500 to $600 in this area of mortgage interest write-off per month. That's around $7,000 to $8,000 a year. So what people can do is they can change, and again, I'm not a tax person, so talk to your tax person about this, let them help you, but many times you can change your number of dependents to have more dependents, so you get more money in each month to help pay for that gap between what you're paying when you were renting versus what you're owning. So there's a lot of things that we can do that really help us when we're actually purchasing a house, all right? So I hope you found this video helpful. Do me a favor, if there's anything else you'd like to know about or I can help you with, please let me know. And again, thank you for watching. Share this with somebody who you think should buy a house. We want everyone to be able to afford the pleasure of owning a house, right? I mean, it's a great thing. So forward this to somebody you know, and thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Krista Mashore, Homes by Krista.